Well, howdy tubers. Update on this scratch built Midwest sweet stick. As you can see, I got the stabilizer made, elevator made, the rudder made, and put the fin onto the stabilizer before I put it in here. That's why I never glued this together, because it needs to be glued to the side of the fin. And got the rudder here, and I went ahead and recessed the spot and put these I think it was 1/64 plywood in there, because I'll have a hole down inside here for the water rudder slash tail wheel. But whether or not this will ever have fixed gear on it, I doubt it. But before I sheet the top of this, which I just glued the stabilizer and rudder in here. Well, I mean with CA, so it's already done. But I think before I close this up with the 3/32 sheeting on the top, I am going to go ahead and put some fiberglass resin inside there, just to coat the inside, because they'll have a hole top and then the side here for your push rods. And so on the lake there, or on the water, I'll just say, that'll just maybe kind of save it on the inside. Of course, I won't be able to do the top of it unless I just kind of put some on there before I put the top on, but I'm more worried about the bottom. So, and I can get some down inside there, just to kind of protect it a little bit. But I had something I wanted to say. I would have made another video the last time, but if you're a scratch builder of model airplanes and you do not have one of these, or at least some type, I know they got one called a Little Giant that's metal, but this one's from Master Air Screw. If you don't have one of these, I don't know how in the world you ever build an airplane. That is it's just a little razor plane, and the blades just last forever. And I mean, of course, this has got plywood on the bottom, and you can use that on the plywood, and it just will. I've got extra blades, but just don't ever change them. It don't seem like. I mean, you may be different, but I wanted to say something about that. That is just, oh man, I don't know what to do without it. I know my dad had gave me one, like I said, it was called a little Giant or something like that, and like I say, it's metal. I don't know if I guess I should still have it. Oh, well, here's another one of the Master Air Screw ones. I know I used to have a hobby shop in my house when I lived in KCK, and I would tell people if they bought it and they didn't like it, bring it back, and I'd buy it back and then keep it for myself. They're just awesome thing to have for rounding off the fuselage, to round these off like I did this, but for like on the wings, for doing the trailing edges and the leading edges to get them ready for the sheeting and stuff like that. Just I can't talk enough about them. Just fantastic. Got my red monocoat, come in a great big box. And oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this too. I got these things from my dad. Well, at least this bottom part, I added my own little tip. But after you're done using it, just tap it on the table, and then you can squeeze it, and then that'll blow air through the tip and keep it from clogging up, and then keep them upright. And that works pretty good at keeping the tips from being clogged. I have had to cut it off, but that's usually because you're running it on there and you get some sawdust or something on it, and then you gotta clean that off of there, or just cut the tip off. But what else was I was going to say? Oh, and I know that Carl Goldberg used to make it, but you can just get this. I imagine there's all kinds of different companies, but the lightweight spackling and works good on the balsa wood. So I'm sure probably any scratch builders or even the kit builders probably would know about that. But I just thought I'd bring that up. The other thing is, remember I was going to replace that 1/8 inch plywood on the bottom with 3/32 that I had, because the wood I got from my dad was 1/8 inch, but just not enough of it. And I thought it was 3/32 that I had, but it ended up being 1/16. So I just put it on there twice. So now I've got 1/8 inch double plywood on the bottom. I mean, 1/16 double to 1/8 inch on the bottom. And then I've also added a couple 1/4 inch pieces of, I'll say, cheap plywood for my float mounts. But after I drill and tap those for the 1/4 nylon bolts, I'll soak those threads with thin CA to definitely strengthen them up. So anyway, that's what's been going on here. I did do the brake job for the gal, and that I mentioned in the video. Needed all 4 brakes and 2 rotors on the front. So got her gone. Oh, and then we ran out to the airport so she could see Spike's grave and seen my airplane, and then we went to eat and came home, and I got to work on this. So that's what's going on. Although I will be going out to the airport in the morning, because tomorrow's, of course, 2 years since Spike has died. So go out there and be with my little buddy. So anyways, hope everybody's having a great day and ready for the weekend. Hope it's not as hot there as it is here, but that's why it's nice being down here. Although my air conditioner seemed like it was kind of, well, it wasn't working. The fan was blowing inside, but it wasn't working outside. And I was talking to my buddy Matt, and I said something about, I wonder if it could be the condenser, and he said capacitor. I said, yeah, okay, that thing. And so I went out there. Well, I had a dentist appointment, went to the dentist appointment, come back, and then I pulled that condenser out of there, did a YouTube video on checking them, and it checked out bad. So I went and bought one, $11.90, and put it in there, and now air conditioner's working. So there's an update on what's going on here. Like I say, hope everybody's having a good day and staying cool, and we'll just say God bless, and there you go.